Hey everyone, welcome back. It's so good to see you here again. Today, I am super excited because I'm going to show you the ultimate method for turning your favorite movies and TV shows into some seriously powerful English lessons.
So let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You spend hours and hours watching movies in English, but when it comes time to actually speak, you feel stuck, like your skills just aren't improving. If that's you, trust me, you are not alone. It's a really common problem, and today, we are going to fix it.
And here's the reason why that happens. You see, there's a huge difference between just watching for fun and watching for fluency. Passive watching? Well, that's for entertainment. You kick back, you enjoy the story, but you see very little improvement in your English. Active learning, though, that's a whole different game. That's about practice, and it leads to real, actual progress. And today, we are going to turn you into an active learner.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll break down why just watching doesn't really work. Then, we'll figure out how to choose the perfect show for you. After that, we are going to master the subtitle strategy. Then, I'll teach you the absolute heart of this lesson, the active watching method. And we'll wrap it up with a daily plan to make it all a habit. You ready? Let's get started.
Okay, so first up, why just watching fails? There's actually some simple science behind why you need a specific method to really get results. Let's start with this idea called the affective filter. Now just think of it like a wall in your brain. When you feel stressed or anxious because you don't understand every single word, that wall goes up, and it literally blocks new language from getting in. But here's the cool part. Watching a movie you genuinely enjoy helps to lower that wall, making your brain open and totally ready to learn. And the second big idea is something called comprehensible input. That sounds complicated, but it just means you learn best when you understand most of what you're hearing, but you're still being challenged just a little bit. We could call it understandable plus one. And movies, they're perfect for this, because even if you miss a word, the visuals, the actors' faces, the action on screen, they give you all these clues to help you get the message.
Okay, so now that we know the why, let's get practical. It's time for section 2, choose your perfect show. And trust me, this is a super important first step.
So, how do you pick the right one? Well, first, try starting with something you've already seen in your own language. If you already know the story of a show like Friends or The Office, you can just focus completely on the English. Second, go for shows with short episodes. It helps you avoid feeling overwhelmed. And here's a good rule of thumb. If you hear more explosions and conversations, maybe pick another show for learning. And finally, and this is the most important rule of all, choose something you actually like. Having fun lowers that stress wall we talked about and makes learning feel like, well, not learning at all.
Okay, let's move on to a really, really important topic. Section 3 is all about mastering the subtitle strategy. I get so many questions about this one, so let's make it crystal clear. Don't just turn subtitles on and forget about them. Instead, you're going to use this powerful 3-step plan for the same scene or episode. First time you watch, use subtitles in your language. The only goal here is just to relax and understand what's happening. The second time, watch it again, but this time switch to English subtitles. This is where you connect the English sounds you're hearing to the English words you're seeing. And finally, watch it a third time with all the subtitles off. This last step is what really trains your ear and builds up your listening confidence.
And hey, this isn't just my opinion. Actual research backs this up. This chart here shows that beginners who use subtitles in their own language actually learned a lot more new words than those who only used English subtitles from the very beginning. So the takeaway is clear. If you're a beginner, using your native language subtitles first is a really effective strategy.
So please, I want you to remember this. Using subtitles is not cheating, it's training. Think of it like training wheels on a bike. You are building those essential connections in your brain between sounds, text, and meaning. It's a smart, necessary part of the process.
All right, let's move on to the core of our lesson today. Section 4, the active watching method. This right here, this is the specific technique that's going to transform your watching time into real, noticeable improvement in your speaking. This method is so simple, and you only need to focus on one short 5-minute scene at a time. So here we go. Step 1 is watch. Just watch the scene normally with English subtitles on to get comfortable with it. Step 2 is repeat. Now, watch that same scene again, but this time you're going to pause the video after each important sentence and repeat it out loud. Really try to copy the actor's pronunciation and their emotion. And step 3 is write. Watch it one last time, and this time write down 5 to 10 useful phrases in a notebook. That is it. Watch, repeat, write.
This is your key to progress.
You know, that repeat step actually has a special name. It's called shadowing. It's this incredibly powerful technique where you listen to a native speaker and you repeat what they say almost immediately, just like you're their shadow. You're not just saying words, you're matching their rhythm, their intonation, their speed. You're basically performing the language.
I want you to think of it this way. Repeating what you hear doesn't just teach you words. It trains your mouth, your rhythm, and your confidence. Shadowing is a physical exercise. You are literally training the muscles in your mouth to make English sounds correctly and naturally. It builds muscle memory, just like practicing a sport or an instrument.
So, what kind of phrases should you be listening for? Well, you're looking for phrases you can steal and actually use in your own life. So instead of just hello, you'll start to hear, how's it going? Or what's up? For reactions, you can grab things like, you're kidding me, or no way. The goal isn't just to write them down, it's to practice saying them. Choose one character in the scene and try to say their lines with the same feeling they have. Go on, act it out. This is how you really start to sound natural.
So you've got the method now, but how do you make it a real habit? Well, that brings us right to Section 5, your daily practice plan.
And how much time do you need? Just 15 to 20 focused minutes a day. That's it. That's all. This is not about watching for hours on end. It's about short, high-quality bursts of active practice. This small goal makes it so much easier to stay consistent, and consistency, that is the true secret to fluency.
And here are just a few final reminders from me, your teacher. Remember, 15 minutes every single day is so much better than 2 hours once a week. Pausing and repeating is the real practice. That's where the magic happens. And it is completely normal to feel a little silly or confused at first, so just push through that feeling. And finally, remember, you are training your mouth muscles. It really is a workout. It's going to feel strange at first, but I promise your mouth will get stronger and faster with time.
Wow, we've covered a lot. So now it's time to put it all together and get you started on your very first lesson.
If there is one single thing you take away from our entire lesson today, let it be this. The secret is transforming passive watching into active learning. It's the difference between being a spectator in the crowd and being a player on the field. You have the rules now. You know how to play the game.
So, my question for you is this. What movie or TV show will you start with today? I want you to think about it right now. Choose one show, one episode, and make a promise to yourself to try this method with just one short scene. Here's my challenge to you. Try this method for 1 week, just 15 minutes a day, and I want you to notice the difference it makes. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what show you chose to start with. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next lesson.